I'm glad my face ain't on camera because whew, I am sweating like a hog. Hey guys, thanks for coming back to check out another video. So, you can tell by the angle, we are here today to do a Shop My Stash. First off though, when we're at this setting and you're like, we're gonna take out the items, you know, to put them back, the ones that we've used, that we feel good about, do you like this angle or do you want that more bird's eye angle? I don't know. I don't know what looks better. So, but we're going to deal with this for this video. I'm going to try to just go quickly and just show you what items I will be returning. I got good use on the items that I will be returning, and there is nothing in my, like in this current Shop My Stash where I'm like, ooh, this does not work. This needs to be decluttered, like did not get on with it. So we will quickly breeze through this part. So I'm going to put back both primers that I had in this last time. I had the Benefit Professional Primer and the Becca Backlight Primer. And I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there's a little like line of demarcation here. So I did get quite a good bit of use out of this one. All right, then we are also... Nope, we're going to keep the two foundations. We're going to keep the Cover FX. You know, back here lives like my mascaras and my eyeliners and my lip liners because I don't have that many. So I just keep them all in there. So those are staying. For lip products, I am actually going to put back this Maybelline Lifter Gloss. This was quite beautiful, really comfortable. If you've had your eye on these, I really do think this is worth it. And let's see, we will also put back this Tarte Lip Surgeons in the shade Illusion. It's just a nice berry shade. I did end up wearing this a handful of times. And this is my current lip balm. I'm going to put back this rare... Am I going to put this back? Yeah, I am going to put this one back. I did use this a handful of times. This shade is really pretty, but I much more prefer this shade out of the duo pack, and I think this one I might get more use out of come like spring, summer. So I'm going to put this back for now. And let's see, I'm also going to put back Lady from Juvia's Place, which was just a like brown colored lipstick. And I think that'll be it. We will keep the rest of this in here. In this drawer lives our eye primers, which everything in there can just stay. In this drawer lives our brow pomades and concealers. Again, everything is staying. This is all of the blushes. So I do want to put back the two cream blushes that I had pulled out. I pulled out this Milani cream blush in Nude Flush, as well as the Milk Makeup cheek. I think it's lip and cheek. But I did use this a handful of times, as well as the Milani one, so I feel good putting both of those back. So the rest of this stuff will stay in here. Most of the stuff that we're keeping in here is just Project Pan items. This is like a highlighter palette. It's like a magnetic palette, but I want to keep everything in here. And I don't have the original, I don't know what happened to it. I thought I had saved it, but I don't have the original packaging for the Ofra and the Mary Luminizer anymore because I wanted to put them back in their original packaging so that this drawer would be a little bit more freed up. But we're just going to roll with it. I do have this in Project Random Muses. This was in my Project 50 pan, and I hit the goal of using it 20 times. But now I'm like, do I want to finish off this highlighter this year? I don't know. I'm still like playing around with it. So we're gonna keep this whole palette though. I just wanted to show it to you guys. These two things down here, they just don't really fit in there. I do have my Benefit Cheek Stars palette, which is in Project Random Muses, and then I had pulled in this Becca highlighter last time. I feel like I got a good bit of wear on it. You can see like right there in the center, like a lot of the imprint is starting to wear away, so I'm going to put this back. This was in the shade Vanilla Quartz, by the way. So then if we open up this drawer, we get to take out some goodies. I'm going to put back the KVD Locket foundation powder. I was hoping to have hit pan on this and I didn't accomplish that, but hopefully you can maybe tell like the rings are starting to show. So there's that. We're going to keep this Ulta Beauty bronzer in, as well as the cream bronzer. Gonna keep in the loose highlighter from Juvia's Place. I did get to reach for this Cover FX blush duo in Mojave Mauve a few times, so I'm going to put this blush back, but this is quite beautiful, and I promise you I did use it a few times, but you can tell like there's just, it's one of those really tightly pressed products to where it doesn't look like you've used it at all. But this will go back, and then I'm also going to put back my loose powder from Too Faced. Oops, just, you know, knocking shit over, Haley. Oh, I guess you can't cuss on well, it's my channel. I'll do what I want. Gonna leave in this Natasha Denona. Gonna leave in this Vienna Planet loose shadow in the shade Milk is what I'm trying to say. And then I'm going to put back all three of these things. So we had a L'Oreal Infallible shadow in the shade Bronze Taupe. I'm having some difficulty opening it, but you can kind of see the color right there. So gonna put that back. And then I had a loose eyeshadow from Kristen Lee in the shade Supernova. Really pretty. Do enjoy this. And then I had this like glitter gel from Addictive Cosmetics. I didn't really get a ton of use out of this, but I feel like this will be a better product to pull out in like the summertime and get some use on it that way. So all right, I am going to switch angles, get everything ready, and meet you back, and we will start the actual shopping of the stash part. I was in the midst of changing angles, and I realized that I forgot to tell you I did use this Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. You guys, this stuff is amazing. This, as much hype as it gets, I really thought like, okay, this cannot be that amazing, but it truly is. I really did enjoy this, but I want to put it back because I do want to start working on my oldest setting spray with the hopes of finishing it off this year. So I did forget to mention that. And then I forgot to go over the palettes. So for 365 days of eyeshadow, I don't have the other one. It's in the filming room because I was using it. I have my Juvia's Place Masquerade Mini as well as the Jackie Aina palette. So those two will be staying in. And then for Pan Those Eyeshadows, I have two singles that are in this Tarte palette. I have my ColourPop Sailor Moon palette, the Oma Beauty Black Magic Allure, and the Zulu by Juvia's Place. Then what's left in here, I have my Morphe 35OM, which is in my Pan Those Eyeshadows as well. I have my blue palette that I just recently built. I have this one flipped around because it is my Fantasy Self palette. And then I kind of forgot that we were like panning subculture. Like I've been using it, but I just kind of forgot that like to update you guys on it. So here's a view of it, but yeah, it's going to continue to live in here too. So that's all our current palettes. All right, so now the fun part of pulling out products. I am going to quickly pull out this cream products basket. I want to pull out this highlighter stick from ColourPop in the shade Hen Party. I did work on it for quite a bit last year, but it's really pretty. I just don't really, I think I prefer more liquid highlighters than these stick highlighters. So I do want to pull this out. I know it looks pretty dark, but once I like mix it in and blend it in with foundation, it's fine. So we will be pulling that guy out. And then, okay, now in a more like normal order. So for primers, I have this little deluxe primer from Bite Beauty. It's the Change Maker primer. I want to pull this out and see if I can like get it finished and worked out of my collection within the month. So, and then for pore primer, actually two more primers that we're going to pull out. I'm going to pull out this e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer. If I open it up, you guys can see I do have some good use on it, but I do want to start working on this, and I feel like once it gets to be summertime, I won't be able to use that. And then I am going to pull out my e.l.f. Pore Putty Primer, and as you can see, there's a nice dip in there. So I do want to try, this one is the one that I really want to finish off this year, not so much the Benefit one. So I think I might put more focus on this one now since I did play around with the Benefit one. All right, so for foundations, let's do this. I have my two oldest, so I still have two in my like little makeup organizer. But I want to pull out these two. These are my oldest ones. This is the Too Faced Peach Perfect in the shade Nude. I do not like this foundation, but as you can see, like, there's not a whole lot left in there, so I do want to try to finish this off. And then as I was like going through my makeup this morning before I sat down to film this, because I like to do like a little pre-assessment just to kind of streamline this. So anyway, what I was noticing, I picked this one up. This is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea foundation, and I have mine in the shade, oh, what is that? 15 in Fairlight Neutral. I don't know. Hopefully the lighting's not too terrible. But anyway, this expires in March of this year, so it's not settled because I did shake it up and like do a patch test on my skin. But when it was settled, it was about here to the Tarte like little logo right there. I need to get this finished off before March, so this is going to become a huge focus for me. All right, for concealers, I really think the e.l.f. Camo Concealer that I've been working on is almost done, so I'm going to pull out this little deluxe mini size of the Tarte Creaseless Concealer, and mine is in the shade 13 in. Okay, so moving right along, let's go ahead and pull out the setting spray. So like I said, I want to put more emphasis on this Ofra one because that is what I want to finish off this year. This is not, this sprayer on the Ofra is quite horrible. So here's the original packaging of it, but I did decant it into this Heritage Store sprayer. So that will be coming out. All right, so let's move on to powders. Okay, I do know what I want to do. I want to pull out, these face palettes kind of go underutilized just because I kind of forget about them, which is weird. But I have this one from BH Cosmetics, which is the Belgian Waffle palette. So it's supposed to be 3 bronzers and 3 highlighters, and these bronzers are like really light. I can use both of these as a bronzer. This very light one, I'm planning on trying to use that as like a setting powder, and then it'll give us 2 highlighters to play with. So this will be coming out for face powder and bronzer. Okay, and then as far as blushes go, I do know that I have in here, this is just a magnetic palette. I have this, it's a depotted blush from BH Cosmetics. This is in the shade Georgia Peach. It was from their Peach Bellini palette. Now, let me struggle to get that back in there. All right, anyway, this was from their Peach Bellini palette. It is just such a light pink blush, and I had finished off another like light pink blush from BH Cosmetics last year, and it was really pretty on its own, but it was one of those blushes that was really nice to have on hand to help blend things out as well, and like just mix and make like kind of custom blushes. So I want to pull this out and see how I feel about potentially trying to use it up this year. We'll see. We'll see. For highlighters, I am going to pull out this ColourPop Super Shock highlighter in the shade Smoke and Whistles. I already have really nice pan on this, and if you guys caught my, okay, let me struggle off camera to open this. Okay, so what I was saying was, if you caught my makeup items I want to finish off in 2021, I'm pretty sure I put this in there. So again, it's kind of like we're early on in the year. None of these things are in like an official project, but I feel like now is the best time to start pulling out these items and like getting some use on them and figuring out where they can like fit in with everything. So I'm going to pull out that highlighter. And for do we want another highlighter? Let us see. I feel like a lot of my highlighters are in the face palette, so we are technically having 2 pulled out from the BH Cosmetics palette. I kind of want to pull, no, I think once I finish working on Pillow Talk from Project Random Uses, I think I'll actually pull out a little bit more highlighters, but I don't want to lose focus on that, and especially if I'm thinking about finishing the Mary Luminizer as well as Smoke and Whistles. So I think we will hold off on any more highlighters. But okay, so then the last thing from this drawer, now you guys know our lip liners all live in the basket. our eyeliners, and I only have one current open mascara. So now we are moving on to lip products. So I know you can't see it, but it is like right here, just out of camera, but I will be sure to just bring up to you the things that I want to use. So I know one thing that I want to pull out, if I can reach it, is this Bite Beauty lipstick. This is in the shade Honeycomb. You guys, I'm sure you're quite familiar with this, but this is all that I have left, and I just kind of want to make a, you know, a good effort to like use this. This is like my perfect pinky brown nude color. Yeah, I wish I could find like a dupe for this. So I will pull that lipstick out, and then I want to pull out, this was the lipstick that I bought thinking it would be a dupe color for that Honeycomb. It's from Juvia's Place. It's the hashtag 2020 lipstick. I just want to swatch them next to each other and see. Yeah, see the Juvia's Place one, it's supposed to be like a mauvey brown, I think is what it's marketed as, but to me it's just much more like pink, especially compared to Honeycomb. Like, I consider Honeycomb to be a mauvey brown. This is not a mauvey brown, but they're different enough, and I think they would pair nicely together, like doing this and then this in the center of your lips. So I am actually going to pull out this lipstick as well. And then let's see, I think we should pull out some lip glosses. Let's see, I do want to work on this ColourPop one. I think this will be really pretty for this time of year. This Luxe Gloss, it's in the shade Blissful, but it's just like a light pinky color. And then I still, in my basket, have the NYX Butter Gloss. I have two other ones that are in different projects. So yeah, I think that'll be it for lips. Okay, so I would be lying if I told you I wasn't a little overwhelmed with eyeshadow palettes, but I think it's always fun to pull something out of here, just, you know, to give yourself some variety. And I have really been enjoying mixing and matching my palettes. So the first palette that I do want to pull out is from Juvia's Place. It's the Saharan. I think this is a really nice color story for, like, it's February, so you have these like nice berry tones, but it's also like, I'm kind of getting in the mood for spring, you know, so I think some of these more lighter shades are really nice for that. So I do want to pull this out. Also, this palette, while I think the shades in here are really pretty, this is not a palette that I come to make like a sole look from. Like, this is more of a companion palette. And again, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with like pulling in from multiple palettes. However, I am challenging myself this year to see if I can make every palette in my collection like something where I can just come to it solely for looks. So I am going to pull this out. And then the second palette that I want to pull out is new to me. I picked this up. I know I don't need another eyeshadow palette, but it's my favorite part. So I did end up picking up the BH Cosmetics Lost in Los Angeles palette. This is just a pastel palette of my dreams. I've used this once or twice since receiving it, and I absolutely love it. And I love the BH Cosmetics formula of these like travel series palettes, but also just their like little square pan, like this setup kind of palette. I have not been let down once. So really happy to pull this out. And again, it's like, it's nice. It's got like the purples and the pinks for like February, like, ooh, you know, romance and all that. But it's also just a very like, I'm ready for spring. So that'll be my two palettes. All right. Oh no, I can't fit this in here. All right, there's everything put back, ready to be used. You are going to see this after my Pan Those Eyeshadows, but I'm filming it before I actually film that update. So my eyeshadow palettes will hopefully be changing. So we'll see about that, but that would be the only thing that I will change out prior to the next Shop My Stash. So thanks you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a good day, a good night, or a good whatever, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.